if reps who are watching this that don't have the resources to go invest in a tool like TitanX, this is the exact step-by-step process you can follow to unlock that.
So if you're a rep and you want to get here, here's the thing: take your put it into your and then you'd have. So this is the hack. We want to start building these priority buckets. Higher.
Welcome back to another edition of Outbound Fluff No Sales. This episode is for the individual contributor who has been following along and wants high connect rates, but doesn't have the resources or support from their organization to invest in a tool like TitanX. Ryan is going to break down Chapter 6 of Outbound Fluff No Sales. No, your book is called Outbound Sales No Fluff. I always mix them up. Ryan's going to break down Chapter 6.
We need it, yeah.
So if you follow along these steps and you implement what we share, you can expect to see about a 3x increase in your connect rate. So if you're dialing at about 3-4%, you should be able to get that up to about 10%. Hope you enjoyed this one. If so, hit subscribe. Let us know in the comment section below. All right, Ryan, ready to sheathe them buckets?
Let me sheathe them buckets, baby.
Question is, if you're a rep and you've been following our content, you know that the world of cold calling can exist where you're having 20 to 30% connect rates. You're connecting with someone every 3 to 5 dials, maybe 6 dials at most, but you don't have your company support, the budget and resources to go deploy TitanX and the right technology that we recommend. What do you do? Like, what's the next best thing? Ryan said, if you're a rep, first of all, look at Outbound Sales No Fluff and read Chapter 6. But for those of us who want the answer right now, what can you do? And then what's going to be the impact of that?
You don't even have to go to Outbound Sales No Fluff, the book, and purchase it. You can go to my LinkedIn and you might be able to just type this in, the keywords. You like pronouns? Me too. Let me sheathe them buckets, baby. Type something like that. You'll find it. There's a free chapter of the book. Let me sheathe them buckets, baby. It's right on LinkedIn. Go find them. Okay? You like pronouns? Me too. Don't mistake.
Sorry, my chest hair is going to offend someone. I'm going to cover up.
Tool for the process. The whole thing that we do is a process, a system, and a process. A tool is a part of that to accelerate some of these pieces, but the process is what you're after. So again, buckets, sheathe them buckets, baby. What do? It doesn't matter if you're working off of some shitty CRM like a HubSpot or a sequencer like an Outreach, or a better CRM like a Salesforce. Or even a spreadsheet. If you're working out of spreadsheets, you can build buckets.
Guilty.
Right? You can do it. Actually, Ronen does our pipeline through spreadsheets all the time, even though we have Salesforce over here. So pretty straightforward. Use the process. So you have 4 main buckets. Scheduled is the one closest to revenue. Priority is people you've spoken to. Working is data that you're starting to work, and then you have uncontacted. So if you're a rep and you want to get here, here's the thing: take your list, put it into your system, and then you'd have a bucket status. You'd have a follow-up date. And then on the phone numbers associated with all of the contacts you want to work, you're going to have a phone status. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to take all of the data that you're going to start prospecting on day one. You're going to load that into whatever the heck this is, your spreadsheet, your shitty CRM like HubSpot, or something better like a Salesforce. You're going to load them in, and they're going to be uncontacted leads. Step 1, look at the lead. Is it in your swim lane? Yes? Go to the number. Make a call. When you make a call to that number, in that phone status field, you're going to want to document the path and the outcome. This is in the book. Do that. Okay. And you're going to do that for every single number that you call. If they don't pick up and at least one of those numbers is getting to a working voicemail, then it becomes a working lead. So you update the bucket status and it's a working lead, and you move on to the next record. Okay. You do that through every single record. Now, if you've gone through every single record and every single number, you will have validated your entire list, and you've moved it from uncontacted to working for all of those that are working. If somebody picks up during that process, that person who picked up becomes a priority lead or a scheduled lead, depending on what happens, or a nurtured lead. A nurtured lead is someone you've picked up and decide you're not going to work with them anymore. A priority is someone who's picked up and it's a not now, not interested. Someone you're going to follow up with on the phone, going to put a follow-up date on it. And if you schedule them, you schedule them. Oh, there will also be some bad data. That's a needs attention. Okay. So you go through that list, you go through that one time.
So the first step is to call all the numbers you have
You make a list, you call the list, you follow up.
And then you have to capture the status of the phone number. What happened when you tried to reach the person on that number?
Status of the phone number, and you need to update the status of the record. Okay.
This is what Ryan in the book describes. This is a bucket, right? So you got your phone status and your bucket field. Your phone status is what is the outcome
channel
you're
number. Trying to reach them in.
And the bucket is a think of it as like a prioritization status. Like where do you want to rank this highest to lowest out of all of the contacts that you're going to try to work?
That's right. So it's just day one, you go through them all. They go from uncontacted to working if you haven't reached them. If you've reached them prior to your schedule, then if they're bad, needs attention.
And here's the key, the before and after on this. Before you do this, every contact has a equal status in your mind.
You're just going through it.
It could be something you're just going through it. There's no nuance to the strategy or approach. The after is where the value is created. After you've done this, now you're going to have a ranked order of a list of who you should try to reach in what order, from closest to reachability and revenue to furthest.
That's right.
And
so
by
day two,
starting with the closest, you've now unlocked time management for outbound sales. It is the same thing that the Eisenhower matrix tries to do with, if you're familiar with this, of like what's urgent and priority, what's just urgent, what's just a priority, and what's not urgent priority. You start with it. It's the same thing, but it's nuanced for cold calling, outbound sales.
That's exactly right. So now we've gone through the list at least one time. Day two shows up on our calendar. We're going to now go to that list of people we want to do business with. And we're not going to just go through them all blindly, to your point, Ronen. We're going to start our day with, if there was a scheduled meeting that was supposed to happen today and it hasn't confirmed, we might want to confirm that meeting. Okay, once we've confirmed our meeting, then we're going to go to, who did we speak to yesterday that was busy and timing was off, and I either didn't complete a conversation or I completed a conversation, and I'm going to follow up with them starting today. My follow-up date is today. I'm going to go through those next. Here's the kicker. Even just on day two, if I only have a couple leads on that list, the connect rate on this follow-up list is going to be about 5 to 10x what it was on that cold list. Right?
Whoa.
I'm going to go from like a 2 or 3% dial to connect rate to a 20 to 30% dial to connect rate on my follow-ups. Oh my gosh, there's a hack already in place here. Depending on how many dials I made in day one and how many are available for follow-up, I'm already getting way more efficient with my time. Also, on this follow-up, my conversion rate is going to be up about 1.5 to 3x. So this is the hack. We want to start building these priority buckets. Higher connect rate, higher conversion rate. What was the whoa? What are we talking about?
If reps who are watching this that don't have the resources to go invest in a tool like TitanX, but they still want to reap the benefits of experiencing 20 to 30% connect rates, talking to someone every 3 to 5 dials. This is the exact step-by-step process you can follow to unlock them.
Make a list, call a list, follow up. That's right. I say it all the time. All right, so we're in our follow-ups. So we're in our priority list. You're gonna exhaust this. This is day two, so there's only a handful in there.
Day two, new hat.
If there was four on this list, you're probably gonna talk to one, maybe two of them. Very quick, very efficient. Once you're done with that, then now you move into your working bucket. Now your working bucket is where you should you should be able to do a high volume of calling because you've already did the things I told you to do on day one. You've called through every lead and every number. You've documented the path and the outcome. And so what you're going to do in this working bucket is you're going to focus on the path and the outcome that's closest to a conversation first, which means our direct valid numbers. Again, read the book for all this stuff. Our direct valids first, then our direct human transfers, and then our direct IVRs. That's going to be the fastest path to a connect. And then we're going to go to our, what did I say? Direct valid, human valid, IVR valid. Then we go direct not valid, human not valid, IVR not valid. Again, you go through all those. Okay, that's how you're going to prioritize your list. Now, when you do this, you're also going to miss, if there was like 2 or 3 numbers on a record, you're not going to call bad numbers anymore. So there's less numbers, only good numbers, and you're going to focus on the best ones first. Again, already a hack. When you're in the validated bucket, you're going to see about a 2x increase from your connect rate from the day before. When you get to your not validated bucket, unfortunately, you're going to see about about half that. So what you might want to do, if you only have some limited time, is focus on just calling the working validateds. And once you get through the working validateds, you might only work some of the not validated depending on how many times you've attempted them. This is still day 2, so just go through the whole fucking list again. And when we're done with those and we still have time, then we'd go back to an uncontacted list and start the whole process over again. You're building your buckets. Day 3, we do the same thing. Meeting confirmations, priority follow-ups, working valid blah, blah, all the way backwards until we get to uncontacted. Now we want to do this every single day. Every single day we're working our buckets until we get to a point, and this is where the money is going to be made. If I can get my list to about 100 priority leads, these are people we've spoken to in the past and our follow-up data is due now. Once I get to 100 priority leads and all I'm doing is calling those priority leads, I'm going to average a connect rate between 20 and 30%, and I'm going to have a conversion rate that's going to be about 1.5 to 3 times higher than my average, which means at that point, if you can keep priorities leads at 100 every single day, a meeting a day will keep unemployment away. That's a good saying, because you will, if you do not book at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 meetings on that priority list every single time you call through that list, you need to just fire yourself, because that is the game. And by the way, if you build your buckets and you really work this process, you can be there within 90 to 120 days. That could be your world. Now, to keep that filled, you have to maintain a high volume on the top of the funnel, because every time you connect with one, you're going to have to replace that with whatever your conversion rate is. So for every one priority lead that converts, let's say it's 10%. Well, that would be it too. Let's say it's 15%. Then I need to go and replace 8 to keep the math running. If you don't understand the math of this, go read Fanatical Prospecting and Joe Blunt will get you all tuned up here. But that's the process. Now you can do it all by yourself. Here's the thing. It takes time. It's a lot of work. But when you do it within 90 to 120 days, you will be in a position where if you're not knocking down at least a meeting a day by running this process, you should just fire yourself because you suck. Now,
tell us what you really think, Ryan.
You really suck, okay? You're not doing things right. So if you're not there within 90 to 120 days, you really suck. You should fire yourself. But at that point, if you've done this and you consistently maintain a volume of calls in the 150 to 200 dials a day, if you're building buckets, you can keep yourself filled in this capacity by yourself. Now, is it the most efficient way to do it? Hell no. But here's the progress you should see so you know you're on track. Day 1, shitty connect rate. Let's say it's like 3%. So that's your average connect rate. By about 2 or 3 weeks in, if you start to run this process, when you blend your follow-ups, the number of leads that are on your follow-up list plus the valid versus not valid focus, you should almost double your connect rate within 2 to 3 weeks. Your average connect rate, the number of dials it's going to take to get a conversation, will be about 2x. Now, if you continue through that, within about 6 to 8 weeks, you can almost 3x your connect rate, because you're going to start spending about 20 to 30% of your time on follow-ups versus just follow-ups and valid versus just the rest of the data. And your 3% is now a 9 to 10% dial to connect rate. And for a lot of you out there that sit there and dial at 1, 2, 3%, a 10% dial to connect rate at scale is pretty fucking good. So that's the shortcut. That's what you get out of this lesson. Go read the book. Actually, don't even go read the book. Go look up, you like pronouns, let me she them buckets, baby, Ryan Reisert, and you should find it on LinkedIn.
Love it.
It's just chapter 6 of the book. It's free. Just download it online.
Chapter 6 of the book. Click the link in the description. We'll include that here for this video. If you enjoyed this one, let us know. If you hate it or you're super confused, drop your comments down below and always hit subscribe. I'm Ronen Pessar. This is Ryan Reisert. We're the Outbound Operators. Shabbat Shalom.